Hello, Professor Hall. This is Louise Sequeira doing the final research project video assignment, where I will be discussing the student basic need of food insecurity. The first question that you have us addressing is how my research project addresses a basic need insecurity affecting U.S. college students. So the basic food insecurity, or the basic student insecurity that I chose was food insecurity, and my project addresses this basic need insecurity among college students because it provides students to receive donations from local businesses. So the way that this would work is that school administrators would partner up with small businesses or local businesses in the area, and they would get these businesses to donate food to students, so students would have food without any strings attached. Not only would this be beneficial to the student, but it would also be beneficial for the businesses because of the amount of foods that local businesses are forced to throw away because of the best by date. And this, of course, is a lot of food wasted because a lot of the times this is not food that has gone bad yet. So my initiative would take the foods that are meant to be thrown away, even though they haven't gone bad, and provide them to college students. So this is a good trade-off for the businesses for college students, because the businesses would not only get a tax deduction, but they would also not have to worry about the cleanup of and the disposal of foods that have quote unquote gone bad, even though they haven't. It's just the best by date. So the second question that you have us answering based off of our research project with the student basic needs, in my case food insecurity, is how my sources support my discussion of the issue. So in my case, I had five sources, and they all focused on different things, but the main aspects of all of them were the academic effects of food insecurity, the physical and mental strain that food insecurity takes on students, and the nutritional effects that are implicated on students. These sources helped me because it helped me get a well-rounded idea of what the issue was, having to deal with food insecurity, and what possible solutions could arise. For example, the sources talking about the nutritional effects or the nutritional aspects of food insecurity mostly focused on the fact that students are not receiving adequate nutritional needs because of the fact that they are food insecure. It focused on the fact that because food insecurity, or because students are suffering with food insecurity, they're most likely going to pick out options that are on the cheaper side of things, which are not always the most nutritionally dense items. So they're going to pick out things like, like chips and soda, which isn't always, the best option. Like, they're not going to be picking out green juices and stuff like that, and they're not always going to be picking up vegetables, because even today those are things that are rising in prices. Like yesterday I went to the grocery store and raspberries were like a thing of raspberries was like $6. The students who are suffering with food insecurity, they're not going to be picking those up. They're going to be going to cheaper options. The next question that you have us address based on our research project is how my research project addresses a major solution to the problem. So one major aspect that all articles that I have read have addressed is the lack of students that are food insecure on SNAP benefits because they do not fit the requirements, which is something that I talked about in my essay, because I thought it was very important to add that these students are not receiving the adequate amount of help from government resources that they should be because of these requirements. Many of these requirements need students to work 20 hours a week and stuff like that. And so some students really can't do that because of the prior things that they have to do. So my project addresses that because small businesses and local businesses are going to be donating, there's no strings attached. There are no requirements for students to be picking up that food. Students won't need to even fill out forms. They won't have to do anything like that because it's coming from grocery stores that no longer need that food because it's not sellable to the general public, even though it's not expired or anything like that. So I think that solves one of the major key problems when discussing food insecurity, because there are no requirements needed to be picking up the food.